Baltimore is the Bielefeld of America now.
Is it Baltimore where all the bald people live?
All on board. What should I do?
Ah, ich weiß.
Hey guys, if you want to be notified as soon as a new Get Germanized video gets uploaded, make sure to hit the little bell next to the subscribe button. Thank you very much and now have fun with this video. Hallo und willkommen, ich bin Meister Lenzi and this is Manon, an American exchange student living in Germany, and you're watching Get Germanized, 10 things Germans don't know about the USA. So we've come up with 10 points that, well, Germans don't know shit about in regards to the USA. I think at least. We think at least. You can judge us in the comments if you want. But let's start with the fact that, well, Americans apparently hate it when Germans talk about American politics. Well, USA politics.
Yeah, that's definitely true. A lot of Americans, not everybody, but a lot of Americans find it very frustrating when people from other countries talk about American politics. I think Germans definitely like to talk about American politics quite a bit.
I think it's because obviously the USA is a big country and so it affects everyone in the world when they make decisions. But on the other hand, I have so many Americans that talk shit about German politics. I mean, rightfully so most of the time, but still, like, don't complain if you talk about other people as well. Like, it's just whatever.
When Americans talk about foreign politics, usually they are comparing it to American politics. So they're saying, you know, either this country's doing it so much better or this country's doing it so much worse. Like with Germany, they usually criticize maybe the refugee policies, or they might praise the way they deal with education. But they don't really talk about how it affects America, because either they underestimate the impact of other countries' politics on American politics, or maybe American politics isn't quite as affected by some other countries. So it's not thought of as something that really affects America. Americans like to think of American politics being self-contained, even though that's just not how the world works.
No, it's not. But
a lot of people see non-Americans discussing American politics as other people trying to take control of our country.
Really?
Yeah, they find it really odd that other people are, you know, talking about things that don't affect us.
Interesting. There you have it. Next up, not everyone in America is a gun nut. And there's a big difference about like owning and carrying a gun in America, right? In the US. I always say America, I'm sorry.
The gun culture is very regional. So in different parts of the US, the laws are different and also the culture is different. There's a huge difference between owning and carrying a gun. I think it's really common in America to own guns and just never have them on your person when you're out. Usually you'll only have them when you're taking them to like a shooting range, or they're just in the house and they never get brought out because they're just for emergency type use.
So it's not used for applause, like
I'm a compensating.
No, that would be very dangerous. But like, I think especially in where I live in Massachusetts, it's pretty unusual to just be carrying a gun.
Massachusetts. Next up, religion in the US is regional, apparently.
Yes, the people's attitudes toward religion is very different depending on which part of the US you're in. And also the types of religions that people have is very regional. So most people in America are Christian, that's like the biggest religion. But a lot of people are also non-religious, or they're just a little bit religious. And I think the amount of people that are really religious and also the amount of people that are a certain type of Christian really, really varies depending on where you are. So even one town could differ from another.
Is there a region for the flying spaghetti monster as well?
I wish.
In Germany, it's similar actually, that like the south, for example, is more Catholic and that certain areas are more Protestant. It's same in Germany. Next up, history classes are very American-centric in the USA.
In history classes in the US, we usually learn US history and then the history of the world as it pertains to the United States. So
the Holocaust.
Oh, and the Holocaust.
For Germany, that is.
So what's interesting is that American history classes tend to really emphasize the Holocaust. Anything about genocide is always relating to the Holocaust. Even though genocides happened in the United States, we just don't talk about it. We just talk about the Holocaust.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
that is ridiculous.
They mention some of the crimes against the Native Americans, but they really do not emphasize the fact that you could like
as a footnote,
hand in the scalps of Native American people and get money for it.
What?
In most parts of America for a really long time.
Shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That was quite lucrative, actually.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that for sure.
Because America doesn't want to talk about it.
I understand why, America. I do understand why.
But we talk so much about the Holocaust. I think we learned about the Holocaust every single year from middle school through high school, either in our English or history classes.
And we too in Germany. I mean, I think that was integrated back then, I imagine, after the Allied forces won, to kind of shame down the future generations of Germans so that they won't do that again. And maybe to keep it in the minds of Americans steadily as well. I don't know, continuously. Next up, foreign language programs in the USA start very late in comparison to other countries.
In Germany, I believe you guys are starting in kindergarten now?
I think these days, yes. When I started learning a new language, I was in 5th grade or something like that. Then I started learning English.
That was about 100 years ago.
About 100 years ago.
Yes.
Says the 20-year-old.
Early Germans and early German history. It's Dominic's childhood.
Yeah. I learned how to make wheels and fire in school.
Yeah, they were inventing fire about then.
Yeah, I did it. It was me.
Congratulations, thank you so much.
No problem.
In America, we usually start either in 5th or 6th grade or maybe in 9th grade, which is much later, so we don't have the opportunity to learn as much of a foreign language as they do in Germany. Some school districts are a little earlier. Most of the Americans I've met started around high school.
Well, and English is the most spoken language in the world, right? One of them at least, up there with Chinese probably or something. And so it's not really necessary to learn a foreign language if you're from the US, so I understand.
And we don't border as many countries. So unless you're on the southern border, or if you're really near like Montreal, then you can't just travel to another country and speak another language.
True. Mexico. Spanish.
True. But that's only the south.
Yeah.
Whereas I think we could probably get on a train and be in Amsterdam in like 5 hours, 6 hours.
You could go to Alaska. Alaska, don't they speak something else there as well? The Eskimo language or something?
It's a very small community.
Next up, not only religion is regional, but also the laws in the US are very regional.
Every state can make its own laws on a ton of different issues. Before recently, gay marriage was legal in some places and not in others. There are a lot of trans rights that are legal in some places and not others. And even really simple laws like what constitutes different types of crime and stuff are totally different in different states. Or traffic, like the laws of the road, can be different in different states, even just right next to each other. So if you're driving in the United States, or if you're really doing anything in the United States, you need to kind of know what might be different from one state to the other.
Interesting. I think some states allow you to order alcohol via mail and some don't, right? As well. Just something I remembered because I wanted to send like alcohol to my friends in the US, but I don't think I was allowed to.
Marijuana is actually legal in a couple states. It's legal in my home state as of very recently. And you can actually grow your own marijuana and you can give it away as gifts. You can't sell it, but you can give it to your friends.
Really?
Yeah. You can't make money, but you can. I think it would make a great Christmas present for some people.
For some people, definitely.
I could like grow some plants and just make some little bags with a cute bow on it.
Now you can say that.
I know, it's totally legal.
Now you can. Next up, the way people write dates is very different in the US. Well, not very different, but it's different from Germany.
We write the month and then the day and then the year.
Yeah.
So, is that right? Yes.
It is right. Month, day, year.
I've started getting so confused because I've been in Germany for so long. But in
Germanized.
America, I'm getting too Germanized.
Wah, 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 wah.
In America, if you were born on December 1st, you would write your birth date as 12/1, but if you were born on December 1st in Germany, you would write it as 1/12.
Yeah.
And that gets so confusing.
It could be. I mean, unless you write like 136 or something, then you see that, oh, that's not possible.
136 isn't possible no matter what.
Oh, yeah. True. 131. That's what I meant.
It's because you were born before the calendar exists. Can't blame you. It's too new for you.
The pain. You bastard.
Now that I'm on it, I'm just gonna keep going.
That's what she said. Yeah, he said. I don't know.
That's so bad.
Next up, some Americans, for some reason, don't like the word toilet.
Yeah, where I come from, in eastern Massachusetts, we just don't say the word toilet unless we're literally talking about the toilet itself. So if you need to use the toilet, you would say that you need to use the bathroom or the restroom, or you could say the men's room or the ladies' room. You wouldn't really just say, I need to go to the toilet.
No.
It almost sounds dirty to me.
Well, in Germany, it's totally normal. Like, kann ich eure Toilette benutzen? Can I use your toilet?
But it sounds so weird to me in English when people ask to use the toilet. Although in Germany, sometimes the toilet is a separate room from the bathroom. And that confuses me because I always say bathroom. And then if I'm a guest in someone's house, they'll point me toward the bathroom, but it doesn't have a toilet in it.
And what if the toilet is moist? That would be even worse, right?
Yes, moist. Ugh.
Our toilet is very moist. Be careful.
Worst word in the English language.
Next up, no separate blankets in the USA.
When couples sleep in the same bed, they usually just use one blanket for the whole bed. Whereas in Germany, I guess it's normal for couples to have like a separate comforter that is split down the middle.
And sometimes even separate mattresses.
Wow, I didn't even know that. I mean, I think it would be kind of nice that you don't have to like fight over the blanket.
Well, I just have a ginormous blanket. So even if someone steals a little bit of it, I still have enough.
I like to sleep like a burrito, so
I
think...
saw that. She was sleeping on this sofa and she was just curled up completely like some kind of cocoon.
It makes me feel safe.
She's going to transform into something.
I can't fall asleep unless my whole head is covered.
Interesting.
Childhood trauma or something.
I want to go back in the womb. Next up, Americans hate Crocs.
Yes.
Poor crocodiles.
It was like a really big fad, like maybe 10 years ago. And now Crocs, it was a big trend about 10 years ago, especially for kids, but adults had them too. Now they're only socially acceptable for kids. So in America, if you're wearing Crocs, people will probably make fun of you. I mean, do it anyway if you like them. But just expect Americans to think it's a little silly.
Well, guys, if you know any more things that Germans just don't know about, or people in general just don't know about when it comes to the US, let us know in the comments and like the video. That always helps us out a bunch. You wouldn't even know how much. Sharing the video helps even more, and commenting and all that good stuff. And you can also watch this video here. It is similar to the one you just watched. So actually it's even better. Watch it.
Unless I'm not in it, and then it's like...
Then it's still pretty good. Watch it. And apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to get Germanized. Goodbye and auf Wiedersehen.